All right. I know. Welcome to. I know you probably haven't heard this in a minute. Welcome to another episode of. It's been a while since I saw this or said this. Excuse me. Traffic lights, a Beloit. Yes, we are back after I believe another year off. Okay, let me put y'all a game real quick. Okay, I started this series back in 2023. Like this is when I used to work at a restaurant in downtown. 2023. It is October 29th, 2025, and this series is almost finished. There's only a few more traffic lights I have to really show around town, and thankfully, a lot of them aren't really hard to like talk through because they didn't have really too much history to them. But it's like at this point, when I made that video in 2023, so many traffic lights have either been added or just um upgraded through time, or so many things has happened to them. But you know what? I decided let's do some Wisconsin or some traffic lights up boy. And the reason why I kind of abandoned this series was for the one main reason. At the time when I used to make these videos, I didn't have iCloud storage, so I either had no space to upload a full video, and I used to do these differently too. I always had an issue when I did long videos like what we're about to show you today, because sneak peek, today we'll be going through the entirety of the Milwaukee Road project upgrade traffic lights. Um, and yeah, first of all, I do want to apologize. I'm using Google Earth this time around because it has the historical imagery I want to use, and it's actually perfect for what I want to do. That I'm kind of, I don't know if it was a feature back then. I'm pretty sure it was, but it's something that I can actually show y'all, like just the evolutions type. Okay, so yeah, but like when I used to make these old videos, like they would always be uploaded with no sound on YouTube. Like it would be perfectly fine on photos, but when I upload to YouTube, no sound, no sound at all. And yeah, so now that I don't mind editing the videos, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So no more dilly dally. So this is the corridor to Milwaukee on Milwaukee Road. Now, Milwaukee Road has four traffic lights. Two, if we're counting the DDIs. But honestly, we're not going to count the DDI traffic lights in this. In fact, I'm not even going to consider these traffic lights of Beloit. Yes, they're in Beloit, but I'm sure if you know what a diversion diamond interchange look like, yeah. So you'll either you'll see there's really no evolution to it. This is just this. So we're gonna show you guys real quick on historical imagery of the evolution of the Milwaukee Road. So the closest we got is here is like 1994. As you can see, this is what we got here. Now, this does not determine if there was traffic lights on any of these roads. I don't even think Morgan, by the looks of it, wasn't even there yet. Or maybe I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, you can get like a little gist of it. That's why I wanted to use Google Earth this time around, because you get a little bit of an evolution, you know. So yeah, nothing crazy happened. As you can see, you can just see this whole area like expanding and stuff like that. Got 2017, 2018, 2019 is what we're really going to be focusing on this year. And yeah, so without further ado, let's show the first intersection, that being Beloit, by being Milwaukee Road and Lee Lane. See you there. All right. I'm nervous. All right. So let's see if I can do this video without freaking stuttering, because that was like the most annoying thing when I was recording my Janesville video. All right. Anyways, this is the intersection of Lee Lane and Milwaukee Road. So as you can see, what do we see here? Just a simple Wisconsin-style highway traffic light intersection. We have the overhead horizontal straight head signal. The unique thing about this side is that one side had the left turn cycle and the other side didn't. Now, this was because left here is where all the factory and industrial parts of Beloit is, so it makes sense because this is where trucks will usually turn at. Now, I could argue, or you could argue, what's the point? Because at the time, Morgan Elementary was here, and it used to get very hectic. I would say, yeah, used to, because Morgan doesn't exist no more. All right, so yeah, it was basically that, and then on the crossroad, which is Lee Lane, you just had two standard straight signals, nothing serious. Now, a funny childhood story. I used to go to Morgan Elementary when I was little, and from the playground over there, you could see the traffic light. Because I was a goofball, I used to pretend that I was a car waiting for this traffic light. Yeah. Don't ask why. Children stuff. Okay? So, yeah. Nothing really changed throughout the years after that. Same old stuff. And then in 2015, a bunch of major things happened. First off, this was constructed, I think, in like 2013 or 14. I know this was constructed before 15. Also, as you can see down there, that is Fran Fruzen Intermediate. This is actually the first, like, this actually been built and it was opening in a month. I actually attended that school. Yeah. I was the first class to ever attend that school when they opened in 2015. I think in 2015 I was a seventh grader. Yes, seventh grade. Yes, seventh grade. So, yeah, a little bit what you learned from Timmy, I guess. So then no big changes at all after that, and but they don't have my. I know they have my picture. I think it's on this side. Let's look for it. You gotta you get a bit of a sneak peek. Yes, you got a little sneak peek. Go ahead, get your little sneaky in. Get your little sneak in. Okay, so since they're not showing my pictures, I guess here, let's go to Crossroads, see if they do anything. See you at the Crossroad. Yeah, by the way. So okay, so since this picture don't have it, I know they have the picture at Milwaukee Road in Cranston, so we ain't gotta worry about that. So in 2018, the city decided to go through with their first project. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was actually the Department of Transportation that went through this, uh, and the city kind of like added on a bit. But I think this was a DOT project because this is also Wisconsin 81. So in 2018 they decided to go with the project, with that removing the old system that used to be here and replacing it with these. Yes, welcome to modern Wisconsin. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with this type of setup here. Now, of course, it's basically a similar setup, except now the western side or eastern side or traffic going east also has a left turn signal. Now, at this point, it's kind of useless given the fact that, Morgan does not exist no more. Morgan closed in 2015, way before the project even started. And I guess they decided, you know what, we'll just give them a left turn lane because frick it, frick it, right? Why not? Why not? So, it helps. I'm not complaining about it. So, yeah, it's basically the same setup, except now both sides has left turn lanes. And it's also up with the modern regulations traffic lights with the uh, straight head stuff. They also have buttons in the middle of or at least on that side, they have buttons for the traffic here, for the kids leaving Fran Fruzen and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if, they definitely have. Okay, so I'm glad I kind of came back to the series because the one upgrade that did happen is that Beloit recognized that people walk around here. As you can see in 22, before 22 they had. Oh wait, was this one? No, okay. So I'm tripping. Okay, they had a sidewalk here. So they've been had a sidewalk, but in like 2024 going into 2025, this city added a bike lane through this neighborhood, which resulted in them replacing this light right here and adding a crosswalk signal facing that away and that away. So yeah, they added on to the bike path that was also part of the project right there, and now they have that going up Cranston Road, which that is also just been confirmed will be getting worked on throughout the next years. So yeah, this is Lee Lane and Milwaukee Road, and we'll see you guys in Milwaukee Road and Cranston. All right, we are back. We are now showing off Cranston Road and Milwaukee Road. Now, a little bit bigger situation here. Okay, this is a busier intersection here. This is actually the longest road in the city. Cranston Road, okay. Cranston Road goes all the way from Gateway Boulevard all the way to Riverside Boulevard, which, let me pull out my Maps app here. Give me 1 second. Why am I sounding like a freaking nerd? Okay, which is a 8-minute drive and a 3.8 mile ride from west to east, basically. All right, so yeah, this is one of the longest roads in the city. I think if this isn't long, I think Park Avenue is the longest. So yeah, so a little similar situation. So on our main street here, which is Milwaukee Road, we have a traditional old school setup here. We have the 5 dotted left turn signals with the vertical. Yeah, they had a vertical signals here on both sides. So same situation here. This one right here is missing a black plate. Yeah, first of all, this intersection, I'm kind of nostalgic about it. I just remember how traffic used to be. Like, everybody was always turning left on Cranston. Nobody was turning left here. Of course, over there, more factories, that type beat. And you gotta go to a sneak peek. You like a sneak peek? All right. Here's the other side here. Same situation, same deal. Old Walmart sign. So here's the cross street, which would be Cranston Road in this situation. Both same setups. The horizontal 5 dotted left turn signals on both sides. For some reason, I used to love looking at this one as a child because look at how short that is. Like, gang, that's not even. That was like something out of like Canada. But yeah, it was so short. Okay, so we fast forwarded to 2011, and yeah, at this time they're working on the remodeling of Cranston Road all the way to Gateway Boulevard. But overall, same setup for the next few years. Nothing crazy here. And then we get to 2015. This is the last photo we have of this, and then we go to 2015 on this side. Same situation, nothing crazy. I think they fixed the black plates, or no, they did not. I think it's this side that had the messed up black plate. Yes, it was. Like I said, look at that. These pictures just make me all nostalgic because this was an intersection I used to cross a lot, especially when I went to Fruzen. So I ain't gonna lie, I miss these. These are cool. But then we get to 2018. Yeah, this was the picture. As you can see, they took down the horizontal signals down there as well, where this is the intersection there in construction. As you see, they took down the horizontal signals on every side, and we just had the left turn signals on each side, which I ain't gonna lie, this probably pissed a lot of people off. You just have to pay, because you have to pay attention to that light, and you have to pay attention to that light. Now, I will. No, that's the next light. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. I thought I knew ball knowledge. Okay, but yeah. So then in 2019, I want to say I think it was end of 2018. That's when they officially put the new traffic lights up because they got finished with the road. Sad news though. I had my older phone, and when I got my newest phone at the time, this was like I think 2020, 2021, around that time. The photos are not transferred to my new phone. So I lost the only videos of the day when they were taking down this signal right here and putting up the soon-to-be flashing yellow signal. The saddest day, bro. I had a literal video. And another thing that also sucked about it was, well, now we're talking about the upgrade. This is the upgrade. Okay. So another thing I wanted to bring up before I talk about this was I also had videos because when they first put these signals up, the flashing yellows did not work yet. For some reason, they used these as 4 dotted left turn signals, like with the green in the middle and then with the green arrow. And they did this for, I think, 3 months. I don't know why. Question the state. Not me. I don't know why. I don't know why, but so yeah. Let me turn my notifications off. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. All right. But basically, yeah. So just like the other intersection, get a sneak peek of the other intersection. This is basically just a modern upgrade of the last one. So you have the two modern vertical signals up there with instead of the had to say that to my mother. All right. Anyways, so where were we? Okay. So, well, I'll just repeat what I said. So, we had the vertical signals on the top, the two flashing yellows, same setup on both sides, and crossroad, same situation, except like I said, now it's flashing yellows. So, yeah, little upgrade here. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Um, Going to 2023. Yeah, we got 2024. And I think they had a picture on this side. But, okay. I say this in every video. I don't know. It's just a piece of history, I guess. As you can tell, this one's different because it got knocked down. Yeah. They replaced it pretty quick. There's a light later on in this video I'll show that has not yet to be been replaced. It has been down since they first put the intersection up back in like 22. So, yeah. That is the intersection. And I will see you guys at the next one where we do, I forgot what that cross street was, but I'll just call it the McDonald interchange until I remember. All right. See ya. All right. We are at the intersection of Milwaukee and Brenning. If I said that wrong, sorry for my crappy language or English skills or whatever. Okay, anyways. This is the one intersection I will say got a real big like upgrade to its system compared to the other ones because they got upgraded, but I say they got like a more modern kind of upgrade to where nothing changed about the system, nothing was added. It was the same situation, just different setup or different lights that they use instead of like the 5-dotted, they use the flash yellows. All right, you'll see in a second. All right, so this is the intersection here, and its purpose is to suit people coming from Walmart, Menards, McDonald's, and stuff like that. First of all, I hate this intersection. It's not really the intersection. It's more of the people leaving McDonald's, because y'all don't know how to use, y'all don't know how to yield or wait for signs. But to be fair, I understand, because people turn so quick here. So it's like you think you have the right way, but then, oh crap, here comes some crazy high school kid in their mommy's car who's about to T-bone the hell out of you. But anyways, so yeah. This is the setup, and it was basically just a, two-cycled or two-phase straight signals. So you have this side, same situation. So, yeah, here's the intersection in 2008. And I might as well skip the 2018 because it's literally been the same. And here's the intersection when they were getting worked on. The one thing I will say is that they replaced this signal. I don't know if it was because it got knocked down or they just added this for a temporary setup. And this is where we get crazy, or we go crazy. And here I'll show you guys the other side just in case I have like pictures before and after pictures, because I do have a funny little random upgrade that they did. So then we go into 2021. Yeah. This is where stuff get real interesting. So the other ones never had a left turn cycle. In this upgrade, they added a left turn cycle. So this helped a lot. Now, there was already no problems with people yielding, but, get a little sneak peek of that. That's going to be a little bit another explanation, too. So, yeah. Basically, the other one did not have a left turn cycle. They decided to add the left turn cycle. So, we have the two flashing yellows. Again, this signal was also one of the signals that used to also do the green in the middle. The other one, I forgot to mention that by Morgan or Fran Frusen. Used to do that too. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, it just goofy eye moment. Okay, and then we have the flashing yellow on both sides, and then we have the cross street with the same situation going on here. Now, I mentioned that they did a goofy little upgrade. I think I want to say 2022, because I was at GameStop and I noticed it one day. So, as you can see, instead of just another flashing yellow being behind the traffic light, they had a regular green solid signal. Don't know why they did that, because then they would later Oh, was it 2023? Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. It was 2023 when they upgraded it. Because when we go to 2025, yeah, they added this. And it's been like this for a while now. So, yeah. As far as I know, no traffic light was knocked down here. And, yeah, that is Milwaukee and Bringen. I think I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but I don't care. Let's get to the final intersection on Milwaukee Road. All right. This is the final intersection here on Milwaukee Road that we'll be showing you off today. So, or showing off. Holy bad English. Jesus. All right. We're just going to repeat that. All right. This is the final intersection I'm going to show you guys today that had the upgrade part of this project here. Now, this intersection is different because this, when it got upgraded, had nothing to do with the Beloit project that they were doing when they upgraded that street. In fact, the project before it ended off as soon as you passed that intersection. This was upgraded along with the I-3990 expansion project. So, yeah, they upgraded the road while turning this old school Cloverleaf interchange into a what's it called? Divergent diamond interchange. So, as you can see, here's the setup here. We have the left turn signal, 5 dotted middle left turn signals with the overhead vertical straight signals, and then you had two straight signals. You can't see because of this damn semi truck right here, but yeah, basically you had that same situation here. Now, the only thing different about this intersection that I will say is that it did not have the, if there would say this truck was the only one turning, it did not have the this side gets the green arrow and green light. In fact, you had to wait for like the person to turn because it'll just be the green arrow. So that's like the one unique thing they had about this. And yeah, here's the other side. And then we go into 2018. As you can see, they were working on the road here. Do they have like a picture from like 2019 that I can definitely use because it'll better like illustrate what I meant? Well, I got one from 2021. I should show you 2021. So as you can see, they have the other traffic lights, a brand new one, and they're working on this. Yeah, because this is at the end of like 2021. This is when they started working on the diverging diamond interchange. And they had the old school temporary lights up. You get a little sneak peek. You know, I'm gonna keep saying that because it's funny. And I guess I can't go that way, but yeah, you can see like the setup here. And then in 2021, this is the last picture here. And then about a year later, they finally finished the interstate along with the DDI. And this is what we got. Now, before I talk about this, funny story about this intersection. Funny story number one. That's the light that I said has been knocked down, and to this day, like the meme, still not replaced. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is there are so many lights in Beloit that's been like knocked down and has been like long replaced. Like White Avenue, I'll show that in my downtown traffic light video I'm going to probably start working on soon after this. Has had multiple traffic lights get knocked down in the span of like 2 years, and all of them has been replaced. This one has not. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if that's the job for the Department of Transportation or the city. I'm going to go with city because there's also been traffic lights I know in Janesville that's been knocked down. They've been replaced like within weeks, while this one has been knocked down since the intersection opened in 22. All right. Second great story. These poles used to be gray. Yes. So the only part that had black on them was the black plates and the lights. And I want to say March of 23, the city came out and painted the poles black so they can represent the black lamps in the middle. Basically just represent the feel of Beloit. Because a lot of our traffic lights have like black poles because that's just the city color that they choose for the traffic lights. Okay, that's just the best way I can explain it. But now time to explain the setup here. So, same setup except for one little change. So we have the flashing yellow signal in the middle with the button right there, the flash yellow signal in the back, along with this side here. Crosswalk signals here. I did forgot to mention that in the other ones. The big upgrades was they added crosswalks because before the old highway did not have a sidewalk, let alone crosswalks. And here is the big upgrade that I want to bring up here. Yes, as you can see, there's no sidewalk here. This is just basically a highway. Now it's accessible for anybody to walk up and down a Wisconsin highway. Another big upgrade is before they did not have the left turn cycle on this side, so they decided, along with this project, to add the left turn cycle for only people coming on Freeman or getting off Freeman Parkway. So this is where like all the trucks here, because we have the typical Midwestern Pilot here. We have Pilot gas station here, and this is where all the trucks go because there's the diesel gas station and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a lot more easy to give them a left turn cycle because everybody's turning to get onto the interstate. They're not going into Beloit, they're turning on to get on the interstate. Or maybe they are going to Beloit because it's also Wisconsin 81, and Wisconsin 81 goes through downtown, or not go through downtown, but it goes through Beloit, so you can take that to like Broadhead or Monroe, or I took 81 all the way to Dubuque when I went to go film the Sirens earlier this year. So yeah, they did that. And here is the other side. This is 4th Street. Just the other side here. Just a typical straight signal, one overhead, and yeah, that's it. And again, some crosswalks here. Now, that is basically it. And then there is the DDI. I might as well just walk up and show you. You know, you guys already saw that the other way. This used to be a cloverleaf, because what the project did was before the cloverleaf used to just be an interchange to get onto I-39 to go to either Chicago or Madison, and then if you kept straight, you would be getting on I-43 towards Milwaukee. What the project did was, here, I'll even show you guys just what an overview is. They turned this into a DDI and build a overpass for traffic to get on and off I-43 to Milwaukee. Now, before you ask, how do you, like, what if you don't want to go to either or? How do you get to this intersection? Well, you can see throughout the line, they built this little 4-lane divided highway and connected it to Gateway Boulevard. See, this used to be Gateway Boulevard before they took it down. So, like, if we go to, we'll go to 2019. That's like perfect. So as you can see, the road connects into Gateway Boulevard. And yeah, with the project now, it just turns Gateway Boulevard into like a side street. And yeah, I'm honestly kind of mad that they didn't have traffic lights here, but it makes sense. Nobody's on this road. Like, even like people like getting on 43 to go there, like no one's getting on this road. It's useless. But I mean, it's not useless, but you get what I mean. Ain't nobody on that road. And then so, in order to be able to get onto like the business district of Beloit, you would have to get off I-43 before you hit the interchange and take this roundabout, go left, keep straight, and then go right, and boom, you're there. So, yeah, that is Milwaukee Road. Hopefully, I can upload this with no problem with my voice. I've had no issues since I started actually like cutting out the videos and editing them. It's at like one whole what was the word I'm looking for? Collaboration? I don't even know if that's the right word. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you then. Peace out.